Welcome back in to this first game of three, or potentially three, that we have in front of us here. And these semifinals between the Power of Friendship, where I seem to have forgotten their name, and XDGamers. There's some big names on both squads. In particular, Eos and Dota leading the XDGamers here into this semifinal round of 4. And what should be, I think, a pretty big battle between these two squads. I did not see the last game XDGamers played, the last best of 3, but they seem to have stomped their way here, getting over their last opponent, which I think was Team Kawaii, 2-0. Now we're on the other side with, of course, Snaking, MJW, and Pink Panda, a.k.a. Way Too Sexy, with Asia, more unconfirmed, as well as Mario playing the Power of Friendship. The Power of Friendship potentially stealing the name of Aoson's old squad. Power of Friendship, the alternative name to Team Zephyr, which, of course, they did pretty well for themselves over in Korea. With that being said, cannot wait to bring you guys into the action here on Moonduck TV. And, yeah, we've been waiting a long time to get into Canada Cup. It's been kind of special, I think, this tournament, being one of the few things I still do nowadays in casting. And Canada Cup and American Dota has a soft spot in my heart. So we'll have to see how things do turn out. I hope you're all ready for a rousing Sunday night battle between these two squads. Hopefully everything's good in terms of microphone, volume-wise, things of that nature. Let me know if you need to see anything changed. Of course, we have here's the bracket. I posted it in chat for you guys if you'd like to see it. Yeah, this VOD probably got muted, but who cares? Doesn't matter. We're into the draft. Undying, Tusk, and Gyrocopter. Not too different than what they pulled off in the last couple of games. Undying and Tusk were in their first game, Staking, playing the Tusk in the offlane. Gyro was not played by the Power of Friendship as of yet, at least not that I've seen. They'll give it to MJW more than likely. He'll be able to get some CS. They give the Darkseid over to XDGamers as well as the Winter Wyvern. Aoson might be playing that Wyvern in this particular matchup. Should be a lot of fun. I just wish, man, I need to get my soundboard fixed so I can actually have cool things being played in the background. Instead, we got this lame-ass Dota 2 music.
Reserve time.
But, well. It'll work. So, like I said, MJW Snaking as well as Way Too Sexy on the squad with Mario and Asia. Asia played a particularly nice IO, except for a couple of missed relocates. However, it was really just Way Too as well as Snaking getting involved early and often. Way Too playing the tiny mid with the IO combination, and then Snaking playing the offlane Slaughter for those of you just joining us. For XDGamers, Hydra has been a pretty big part of their lineup, playing the Juggernaut as well as a couple of other really solid hard carries. Angry Devo playing the Wind Ranger here and there. I think he also played Quap in one particular matchup yesterday. And then the support duo of Aoson as well as Shiny. Kendo God with the name Pebbles in the last couple of games was a really good offlane Earthshaker and happened to get their way through the bracket relatively easily. They had one particularly hard game that was, I think, the round of 16. It was a bit tough for them, but they did come out on top, where they actually, I think, were getting raxed, and they somehow made their way, climbed back in with a couple of amazing team fights, and did their duty in getting through DKB. I think that was the squad they beat. And so now we're just waiting on the last couple of picks here in the game before we get into the actual draft, or rather actual matchup, and we'll see what happens next. It's Dota 2 night. I don't know why the voices are muted. That's a bit strange. That shouldn't be happening. Either way, this best of 3 is all or nothing. Win or go home. And honestly, I have friends on both sides. It's going to be tough. But I will give the edge to the Dire squad. They had a little bit of trouble going up against Team Pikachu in the last matchup, but that Team Pikachu squad is good. They were no slouches. They were no slumps. No pushovers, whatever word you want to use, they were not one of them. And they did a pretty good job standing up against the eliteness of #TheKing, Mikey Jai White, and Way Too Sexy the Pink Panda. This game's going to be even harder for them, more than likely, as XDGamers have trounced their way through. I mean, if you're looking in terms of probability, I would give maybe a 70 to 30 advantage to the Power of Friendship. I think that might actually be too much, maybe 60-40. It's tough. I haven't really seen too much of XD. Well, I did see a lot of XDGamers, but other than that, I mean, I've seen, obviously, Snaking, MJW, and Way Too Sexy a lot more. And then a couple of these other people on the Radiant squad. This should be a fun one. And if you do miss a part of the game, I will upload these VODs up to YouTube, our Moonduck TV YouTube, so you'll be able to watch all the action from the last best of 3 as well as this best of 3. I'll upload both of those best of 3s. Those best of 1s I'm not going to go through and do. You'll be able to catch them here on our Twitch.tv channel, though, by just going through and checking out the last night's highlights or last night's VOD. There's no highlights, so... unless, you know, somebody wants to spend some extra time and doing that wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Pimp Munkle.
5 seconds remaining.
1 minute and 19 seconds left to reserve time, so they have plenty of time to think about what they want to go for. They have the Disruptor Undying combo. It's sort of similar to what they had in the first game. I think it actually is what they had in the first game, Disruptor and Undying as the support duo. Of course, they didn't have a gyrocopter. They had a Spectre instead. So the gyrocopter provides a lot more damage in early game fighting. So going aggro tri-lane against this would be a bit difficult. And they go for the DK as their mid lane hero, which is something we saw Team Pikachu do in the last matchup. They're going up against the Wind Ranger, though, so that might be a bit difficult. So the DK, he's been picked occasionally, still somewhat of a strong hero. My mic is peaking. Alright, I'll turn it down, I guess. That shouldn't be good. Sorry about that. I don't know why this does this.
10 seconds remaining.
Test. I'll turn it down a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
That should be a bit better. It sounds...
Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Wraith King, the last pickup for XDGamers. I'm a fan. Support Wraith King more than likely, though. But you can transition that into a core if you'd like. I'll make sure this mic is doing well. I don't know. It's my first day with this new soundboard, so I have to kind of fiddle around with it and hopefully get it adjusted at the right settings. JJ is supposed to be here and fix everything for me, but he's slacking off, sadly. So the qualifiers are kind of all me. Should be okay, though. I think... Not really getting... I think it's fine. It's probably fine. Nonetheless. Okay, hello. There we go. We're into the game, ladies and gentlemen. The first game of this best of 3. Very excited to be bringing you the action. Hold on a second. Hi, Grace. Alright, here we go. So far, they're going to contest the top rune spot. DK going for the casual. I'm going to breathe fire on 2 creeps and get my bottle. Snaking going to be heading into the off lane. Might get some help with the Undying of Asia. Has 2 mangoes, by the way, which I'm a big fan of. The gyrocopter will sit top. We'll see which rune they want to contest. We might see a bloodbath here at this first rune spot up at the top lane. The top rune spot, rather. Shiny's going to be going up and looking for an Arctic Burn target. And they have decent catch. There's a lot of disables here. Well, actually, just the Wraith Fire Blast. I doubt the Wind Rage is going to go Shackle Shot. They do have Kendo God with Iron Shell, and this is tough. You can't really fight into that. You'll be able to maybe get a Glimpse Back or a good Kinetic Field. They did go Tombstone, but a couple of decays could swing things. And Shiny's going to walk out. He goes for the Arctic Burn onto Asia. Gets a freaking quadruple decay, but it's not going to matter. It takes too much damage to Blade Fury. They will get the Bounty Rune, I believe, but First Blood goes the way of XDGamers. Big fight. Everybody scratched in a corner. Iron Shell going to work again. MGW getting chased down. There's the Wraith Fire Blast. They're going to lose 3 heroes. Kendo God gets the double. They're so low, but they'll all survive, it looks like. Salves have not been used yet, but the regen will come out in force from XDGamers. And a big advantage. And I think they even got the top rune spot as well. The Wraith King got the Bounty Rune. And that bottom Bounty Rune is finally there for Snaky to steal as well. What in God's name just happened to me? Well, I mean, that happened. And again, we've seen this before. They're going to actually aggro duel up against this Gyrocopter Disruptor combination. This leaves nobody bottom lane because they had to go home. But Kendo God should do just fine. Now, he didn't actually get a level out of that, but He got part of his Soul Ring recipe. He'll be able to buy it from the side shop. Aosin might join him, or rather, will go up top, and that makes it a little bit easier for them to contest farm against MJW. We'll have to see how things turn out. Decay already going into Kendo God here in this bottom lane. He wants to throw up an Iron Shield, get a last hit or two and some experience. He's trying to get to that level 2 so he can have a surge, but here comes the snowball. Decay's up in 1. They have the Ice Shards, and Kendo might just give away a kill here, and that's it. Snakey picks up the last hit there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
6 last hits coming out for the Wind Ranger. Misses the power shot on Dwaytsu, but still getting a last hit in progress. And Snakey sitting bottom, clearing up. He has the Tango, or rather Mango. God, why do they make that rhyme? It makes my life so much harder. Also picks up the Quelling Blade just to last hit easier. And I think that's better too because it also does a bit more damage against those Iron Shield creeps. Makes sure you can take them down faster instead of just having to sit and tank the damage. The Wraith King is going to come bottom, it looks like, or is bottom already. Throws up an Observer Ward, but there's a great blocked Observer Ward, or an Observer Ward blocking a camp, rather. At this bottom camp. I'm losing it. You guys trolled me too hard. Angry Devo, we saw this one of the few games he played on Wind Ranger the other day. He's 10 last hits already to that of the 6 of Pink Panda. Wait 2 will get his level 2 Breathe Fire. You get up to that level 3 mark and you're in a good spot. Rotation around from the backside. It looks like there's going to be an Undying with a Tombstone up. And he's got the double damage as well. Double decay goes Aosin in trouble. We'll throw up the Wraithfire Blast, but he's done. He had the Iron Shell on him, but it wasn't nearly enough damage to actually take him down. And so this bottom lane, they're going to keep going. Here's the Snowball. Surge is up in 3. Kendo in trouble. Another Ice Shard is available in 3 seconds, but he'll surge himself away. One more right click. The Ice Shards will do the job. He mangoed up just to make sure they could secure that kill. And after all of the craziness, I'll hold that thought. Disruptor top lane getting Blade Fury. Can he deny himself? He does! MGW now going to get right click. He throws up the Gyro Cup. Uses the Rocket Barrage, but is it enough? They throw up the Wraithfire Blast. One more right click, and the Wyvern will get it done. So they deny the Disruptor, but Hydra at least gets involved in that second kill. This bottom lane is not going well. And Kendo God will back away. Still, even after that start, he got a double kill. He still can't get his Soul Ring. He'll have to back up. Now towards the mid lane, Devo is at least doing very well. 17 last hits to the 11 of Pink Panda. 6 denies, only the 1 to Wei2. Wei2 kind of exclusively has to use his Breathe Fire to last hit. It's difficult against the Null Talisman Wind Ranger, especially when she gets her Phase Boots, it gets even harder. It's that last hit. Breathe Fire will come out. No stun mana, though. There's the Wind Ward coming through, and Wei2 cannot trade right clicks. He's a frickin' DK. His sword and attack animation just takes forever. Shackle Shot will go. Hits nicely. Power Shot comes out. Here's the Wraithfire Blast. Do they have enough damage? The armor from the Dragon Blood is a lot. Power Shot not up for another 3 seconds. He has 185 HP, and it's a level 3 Power Shot. If he hits this, he could get the kill, but... And Wei2 will go to the bottom rune spot. Meanwhile, top rune spot, they'll try to find Asia. They'll throw up the Tombstone now. Aosin has the stun, but they want to clear up this Tombstone first and foremost. And now the gank coming in. They actually have the Disruptor on Mario nearby. Power Shot at the ready. Can he hit this shot? Boom! But it's not enough. They need another Wraithfire Blast. They don't have one in the tank. The mana is not there. And Asia will get out in time. This will provide some alleviation from Kendo God down at this bottom lane. His Soul Ring is currently flying out to him, I believe. He has it now. He can even think about jungle if he wants to. He has the easy access to his own Radiant jungle if he wants to head over there.
Deny.
4-3 to score. Last hitting, real good for XDGamers. Hydra, he went for the good old Phase, Wand, Aquila, Battle Fury build in both games that he played Juggernaut, and I don't see him not doing. God, double negatives. I see him doing that this game. Is what I'm trying to say. 24 last hits coming out for the Wind Ranger as well in that middle lane. Keep it to the top lane. It is going to be Aosin roaming back in. So despite dying, bottom, Kendo God's just like, leave me alone. Just don't be here. Aosin will rotate in. No Observer Ward, so no vision from the Dire side to see that rotation. Disruptor's going to back up. Arctic Burn will fly through, and they're trying to find Mario. They will see him. He's got a glimpse, and it is level 2. Arctic Burn isn't going to provide anything, though, and Hydra's just thinking about diving this tower. They will find Mario. Finally, they get the Wraithfire Blast, and now some TP rotations will come in. Glimpse comes back through. There's the Blade Fury, and can he get this kill solo? Looks like he can. He's trying to juke and jive, but one more right click should do the job, and he'll get it done. Now Aosin gets caught out. Rocket Barrage. He actually got Cold Embrace, but that only provided to his inevitable demise. Now Hydra getting snowballed on, Stakey with the early rotation. If they get this kill, it'll be huge. He's already level 6. The Rocket Barrage and the Ice Shards more than enough to get the kill for Stakey, who's now on a killing spree. And you have to wonder how much was that actually worth it. The answer is probably not at all. Not really. Not anything really at all. The Kendo again gets some more room bottom while Asia rotates over. And it's pretty close. 5-5 is the score. The last hit department, obviously, XD is winning. In terms of net worth, though, it's even. Experience-wise, it's actually going in favor of Power of Friendship. XDDD. They're not XDing hard enough right now. Their memes are not dank enough. And MJW will pick up his phase boots. Rotation mid. Angry Devo. I think he's in range of that. I don't see him. If he walks up slightly, a little more, he'll be in vision of this tower. But Waitsu's not going to make that mistake, or is he? Here we go. Arctic Burn's going to fly. He's going to throw up his Elder Dragon Form. Massive rotation. They knew there was a ward there. Now the Cold Embrace comes through. The Walrus Punch won't do any damage. Splinter Blast doing some good work on the Waitsu, but Angry Devo in trouble. Rocket Barrage. Breathe Fire isn't enough. The last Flat Cannon hit will do the job at Aosin. He's got the Wraith Fire Blast, but they might even dive him for this. They have Ice Shards at 5. The Snowball's at 6 as well. They're ready to go. Here comes the MJW. He's going to throw down the Rocket Barrage, and that's just enough to get the kill. They don't even need the call down. And 2 dead right there. Big rotations early. Very good baiting from Waitsu as the TPs were ready to get clicked immediately. They came through. And now they'll push to the tier 1 tower, but I don't think they'll convert this into a tower kill. It'll be close. Here's Snakey coming into the backside looking for a potential snowball. Shiny and Angry Devo might be in trouble. They have the Tombstone ready to go. No, it's down on cooldown, but a great double decay applies through. Good stun coming through in the middle of that Windbird, but it's not enough. Snakey getting chased down. There's the Blade Fury. No level 6 mana. They even dropped the wall down. It's just going to be Staking, though. That's all they can find. The cooldown will cover their retreat. Oh, look how close MJW was to death. That power shot clipping him and getting him low. They will deny the tower on top of that, but all the meanwhile, Disruptor, I mean, I guess it's a Disruptor for me, but he is at least getting some levels and experience while that's all happening in that mid lane. Some action breaking out early. Who's on the winning end? It looks like Power of Friendship will take a 1,000 net worth lead, but just for the time being, and experience-wise of about the same.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Close game so far. Kendo God has realized that the jungle might be the safest place for him to farm, and I don't really disagree with him. He'll head there for the time being. Angry Devo now almost a phase. Waitsu getting a couple of those kills provides him the needed net worth to get him back up, and actually ahead of the Wind Ranger by about 2,000. Although meanwhile, Hydra is up at the top of the net worth list with 3.3k. Rotating towards the bottom lane, a potential gank setup coming through. There is this great lane ward, though. They know exactly what's going on, but they're going to go for it anyways. Aosin's going to get caught, clipped by the Ice Shards. They can't go now, or will they? Tombstone gets dropped down. There's the decay. Aosin doesn't have his level 6, and the Walrus Punch sends him straight to the goddamn heavens, and they'll provide him the kill. And now they'll work on the tier 1 tower in this bottom lane. A great tier 1 to pick up, get into the enemy jungle, and it looks like they'll do just that. Instead, top lane now, the Wyvern throwing up the Arctic Burn. There's the Blade Fury. Glimpse was about to come out, but that wouldn't have done anything even if he got it. The Blade Fury was at the ready, and they'll take down the Disruptor pickup. The Gyro will pick up the down tier 1 tower bottom lane. Oh, mid lane. Tread's now done for Waitsu. Devo trying to stay toe-to-toe, but here comes the Dragon Tail. TP's coming in. Waitsu just sticks up to get enough mana. Breathe Fire is up in 2. Snowball coming through. They'll catch him. There's the Walrus Punch, and the Breathe Fire will secure the kill for the way too sexy Dragon Knight. It looks like they're crumbling. Angry Devo, who has done so well this tournament, not having the same impact on this Wind Ranger, and especially against the tankiness of a DK, so tough to go up against. They're going to have to rely on Hydra here. He does not go for the kill like he's done previously to get some extra mana regeneration. He goes for the Poor Man's Shield. He can still get it later. And MJW taking some of these jungle camps here, making sure that Kendo God's not getting out of control himself. He's already got that Buckler, and he's trying to work on getting the inevitable mech. I say inevitable, but he certainly could get shut down if he gets caught out. Great ward at the entrance to the jungle. Vision-wise, they can't really venture out except for the mid lane. You can see there's only a couple wards here in the mid lane for the side of XDGamers. And they have one top as well nearby. But some really good... Oh, actually, there's not that much aggressive vision either for the Dire team. Just kind of on the runes, as you can see. But they nonetheless feel comfortable entering the enemy jungle. MJW bottom lane. In the trees nearby is Aosin trying to leech level 6. That's when he can really start coming online. His net worth, second to last. The Disruptor is having a worse time, surprisingly enough. It's not often you see a Wraith King sit as the 5 position, but that's what Aosin's essentially doing in this game. As the Wyvern's kind of getting a bit more farm through Splinter Blast. And at the 10-minute mark, this game was really fun, and then it got boring all of a sudden. GW TP's in, flat cannon will go to work. Clear up the creep wave. Second in net worth, only behind the DK. Jug is trying his best to keep up. Will he go for the Battle Fury, eh? Hydra, will he pick up the purse? We have to wait and see what his next item is. Bracer, no, he's going Drum. So he's going to forego the Battle Fury, which he got in the last couple of games, but you could argue that Battle Fury is more of an item against people that you think you can kind of wreck, especially in the late game. However, these are no slouches, as I've mentioned so often. Good smoke up the seat gank, however, they won't find anybody. They're going to find a tier 1 tower instead. Which is some nice net worth. Unless Kendo likes to decide to go up. He's very close to his mech. Walking up now would be a mistake. How's Snaking doing? His mech is almost completed as well. In fact, he's, I think, just as close. He's right there, essentially. They'll try to trade tier 1s, though. This bottom tier 1 is not taking any damage, whereas this top tier 1 tower is already dead. The way to DK going to work with his corrosive, not skin, rather. It's corrosive breath. They'll try to go for the tier 2 now. Liv already used. And they have to TP back home. They can't afford to lose this tier 2 tower now. At least that's what they're thinking. They've got the glyph at the ready. But good back timing from MJW and Way 2. Uh-oh. Kendo's going to get spotted out. Looks like they know there's a ward here. Bring him back with a kinetic field, but no static storm used. He does have it. Aosin, no blink, obviously. He's not quite quick enough. TP coming through. Aosin will not find the stun. The vacuum too late. Kendo could have just gone for it blindly. Would have had it, but I guess they didn't believe in themselves. The Blink Dagger should come next for the DK. That's what Way 2 picked up in the last game. Blink Dagger picked up for the DK. There's the drum now, time for the Juggernaut. I think they're just split pushing a lot better. I mean, look at where he is. He's at the tier 2 tower bottom. And they're barely just taking his tier 1 top now. He'll continue to pressure, but all of the heroes are now down here for power of friendship. And they'll look to at least put pressure on this tier 1 tower, or tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Elder Dragon Form comes out. Tombstone will go. It's very difficult to TP into this. They will have the TP in from MJW into that mid lane, but it looks like he wants to come down bottom as well. More TP reactions coming through. They'll have to Blade Fury, so it doesn't get glimpsed, and there's the stun coming out. You can try to glimpse him now. Snowball will go through. Walrus Punch as well. They get off the Static Storm. Snaking gets blown up, though. Beautiful mech from Kendogod, but here comes the call down. This is where the damage is going to hurt. Omni Slash goes, I believe. The Blade Fury. Good wall on the deck as well. Shackle Shot. MJW in trouble. There's the Focus Fire staying on. Only for a moment longer. 3 dead. They're taking the fight to him. Way 2's got stun in 8. He actually pops the Invis Rune. Wraith Fire Blast. There's no actual Sentry Ward nearby. Asia's maybe in some trouble, but Angry Deer was actually out of mana. And they won't go any further. Still a great fight coming out. 1,400 gold exchanged between the two. And Juggernaut getting the majority of it as well. Big fight. MJW going down. Great mech from Kendogod to keep everything up and ready to go. Way 2 will survive, luckily enough. And he already picked up his Blink Dagger, so nothing there that he really actually needed to, like, you know, buy, but still a little bit of tower pressure onto this tier 2 bottom. But it's not worth it, right? I mean, that's a lot of golden experience. We'll see how yeah, I mean, it pretty much changed the graph back to even. So Kendogod gets it done with his mech, and his first back wall was pretty well put together. It is going to be the Battle Fury for Hydra. He just built up the drums first and foremost. Perseverance now done, and nothing else on him. But the Battle Fury will be done sooner rather than later, and provide him some extra damage and farming ability. He has the Coiling Blade, I guess, but that doesn't really count. Snaking, I don't know if he didn't get his mech off, but he died very quickly. Jump in, they'll stun Hydra, but here comes the Arctic Burn. Cold Embrace, but it's on a creep. Static Storm, they miss it. Glimpse back, not there. Range was there, I think, but he's still Blade Fury, and now Hydra in trouble. The Glimpse back, Snowball will hit, and they'll actually put him away from Snaking. Breathe Fire going to come in just a second. Goodwood is cursed, but Hydra's still going to go down to the Disruptor Thunder Strike. That'll learn you indeed, Gyrocopter. And Shiny in trouble too. Suddenly, Way 2 finds 2 kills. That TP is a waste of money. There was no way that he was going to get out of that alive. And 2 quick ones provided by way 2 stuns from his Dragon Tail and his Elder Dragon form of level 2. And JW didn't have to use his call down. And now they're going to take this 2-2 tower more than likely. Kendo God's like, I could have come, but forget it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're going to have to give this tier 2 up. Power shot will come through. The mech is up at the tail end of the tower push. And whatever they lost in the last fight bottom has been gained back in twofold, especially because Hydra goes down. And it stops his battlefield progression. He thought, okay, I got a couple of kills bottom in that fight. I got some room to farm, but now my battlefield progression is stifled. What do I have to do to catch back up here? And it looks like he's just going to farm. They could go for a fight. They could smoke up, and I wouldn't be surprised. Angry Devo is a little bit further behind than he's used to being as well, which is a big issue. Aosin used his reincarnation, I think, the last fight down bottom. It's up in 76 seconds, rather. And they're going to head top, and they're going to try to find MJW, who has a full Sanjin Yasha flying by. Get some extra HP going his way. He already had the Sanjay, I suppose, but... By the way, they didn't deward this. They pinged this out, I'm pretty sure. In fact, Kendo God definitely pinged it out, but they didn't deward it, which is interesting. I don't know why, either way. Kendo God is going to be up to 1,700 gold, so his Blink Dagger's not too far off, and his level 2 wall will be coming up soon as well. No arcanes. He has the Soul Ring already. Doesn't need any more mana, I guess. That's what he feels like anyways. But it's tough because you look at and see where Power of Friendship are on the map, and they're all in the enemy jungle. And Hydra and Shiny are trying to do the same, but it's not easy. That's a BKB almost done for the DK. There's not much right-click damage yet. They get the Wind Ranger Aghanims. They get Hydra with his Battle Fury and get an Omni Slash off on that DK. And they'll maybe be able to take him down, but he's got good armor already, too. Max Dragon Blood. Obviously, no maxing of the Dragon Tail. Pretty standard build. And they'll take the 2-2 tower down finally. Hydra is getting mass TP'd on. He might have to Blade Fury. The Snowball will not hit. Ice Shards will go, and Hydra's going to fall, looks like, again. He can try to Blade Fury TP out. The Blade Fury and to not TPing, I don't think was the play. He's going to get glimpsed back here in just a moment. Yeah, he's going to get caught out. Hydra's dead. And the Static Storm even used to bring him down. He already used his Wand Charge. There's Hydra getting breathed fired on, and that's it. Oh, big stack, too. Stack of 3, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much is actually cleared. It's hard to tell with the Tombstone creeps. I think it's a stack of 3. No Flak Cannon, but this will provide some extra gold towards that BKB that he'll most likely go for next. Blink is now done for the Darkseer. When Hydra comes back up, they can think about fighting. I'm going to get some of these wards dewarded. Aosin really just struggling to find farm. And now Shiny actually taking a back seat. He's put into position 5. And Aosin has 1,100 gold with a Belt of Strength. If he wants to head for the treads, he certainly could.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, the courier, no! Extra gold. That did not need to go the way of Power of Friendship. But they'll take it, and now they have great vision. This ward could spot them going into Roche. It might... if they want to go into Roche, they can. It'll probably see them doing so, but it's tough. But there's also a blink for Snaking. The itemization of both the Tusk and the Darkseer are right on point. The only difference is the Arcanes I believe the Tusk has, and the Soul Ring that the Darkseer has. But here they go. They're heading into Roche. You have to wonder if they're going to smoke up. They have one on Aosin. They've got to use it, though. And they're going to do just that, it looks like. There they go. This Roche will not die that fast. They don't have a very good Roche lineup. There's no amp damage. There's no Solar Crest. Snaking will Ice Shards nicely to block them all out. He's going to see Hydra. They're going to ping him out. They know what's coming. They're still going to try to fight it, though, as Disruptor's ready with the Static Storm on the backside. Here we go. Sentry dropped on the ground. They're looking for a Winter's Curse. Can they find it? Instead, Power Shot goes in. Back wall. Not to the high ground, though. He misses it. And Kendo God, they've got to cut their losses. It was close, but the vacuum just wasn't there. And this should be a Roche now. They'll even chase further. They'll glimpse back in. They'll find Shiny. They'll even Winter's Curse him, and they'll bring him down. That could have been amazing. But the back wall just missed. They really wanted to get him on the high ground. Had they done so, that would have been, I wouldn't say game-ending, but that would have been disastrous.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, this game gets pretty hard now. Undying going straight for, after the urn, getting the Aghanim Scepter. Pretty good when you have some squishy-ass supports and heroes on the squad. Even better, taking a lot of Aosin strength away would be nice, too. Looks like he's going to go for a Blade Mail. Picks up the Chain Mail first and foremost. Could get a Medallion, too. Whichever's fine. But yeah, the BKBs, once they start getting into effect, I mean, they haven't even used the one on the DK yet. So let alone having a one on a Gyrocopter is pretty ridiculous, too, when you think about it. Good news is the Battle Fury is just about done. And I don't know how much that's actually going to provide them, damage-wise. It's really good for farming. It might help, but they don't have the Courier, so he's not going to get it for another 6 seconds. To add insult to injury. No BKB for another 1,000 gold for MJW, but the Aegis is going to provide him with enough, I guess, survivability that he'll be fine. Axe is done for the Wind Ranger, a bit slow for Angry Devo, but they've gotten it nonetheless.
Is under attack.
The power of friendship playing this game pretty much as expected.
Radiant's top tower
Taking objective after objective, utilizing the Dragon Knight. And the Wind Ranger has, I mean, they got countered in the landing phase just because they couldn't kill him. They couldn't do anything to the Way 2 DK. All the tier 2s are now gone, and there's a lot of wards in the enemy jungle, so the vision game has certainly been stepped up. There's only 2 there. We still have enough, though. Oh, they're going to take the Ancient Stack. That's not good. Look how fast Aosin takes. Or, not Aosin, rather. Way 2 stakes this. And MJW together. And it's gone. And now we'll probably see about a 10,000 net worth advantage going the way of Power of Friendship. And that's to be expected. Almost a 7,500 experience advantage. They pretty much have to hope for a good back wall before BKBs get off. And some team fight on top of that. Kind of just throw Aosin in there and hope for the best. They can't really fight. They have no vision outside of their base. It's kind of lacking except for here where they placed a ward a while ago. Looking to get some extra aggressive ward placed in the enemy jungle. And they have one in the middle lane too, which is actually pretty nice, but... I really... It's going to take a pretty good team fight for XDGamers to get back into this. I mean, they're 10,000 down. The game's certainly not over yet. I think the Juggernaut and Wind Ranger can probably provide a better late game than what they have now. But it's going to be tough. Especially when the Undying gets his Aghanim Scepter. You don't really think of Undying as a late game hero. He usually scales off later on down the road. But with an Aghanim Scepter, you can get enough decays in a team fight that you can actually right-click pretty effectively and, more importantly, steal strength. Uh-oh, back in. MJW. Omni Slash will go. This is just as Aegis, however. Reinforcements are coming. They'll find him. He's got his BKB. He's not going to use it. He'll just throw the call down up and do some damage. So a nice pick off there. He didn't use the BKB knowing that he was going to die anyways. They could have Winter's Cursed him had he BKB'd. I mean, there's no real way out of that situation, right? There's nothing they could do. Nice play. Nice pick. And they get the Aegis as well. And now they're starting to take back their jungle. So good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And like I said, I believe... People have told me that Asia, the Undying, is Asia more. Not sure if I can confirm that or not. I do know that this is Mario. Former coach/manager of Team Tinker. Good dude. Battle Fury, like I said, is done. Plus the drum. Only 1 charge left. They're trying to go for this. They just got to come and get a decay up. Thought about throwing down a Soul Rip or a Tombstone. Wind Ranger Focus Fire coming in. Disruptors got the Static Storm at the ready. There's the Blade Fury. So Hydra doesn't get caught out. They can still glimpse him. He's in range. Now Pink Panda waits you on the backside. Pops the BKB. But there's going to be a huge Winter's Curse. But it's not enough. Hydra's still in the Static Storm. Can't get out. The mech. The Cold Embrace isn't enough. It will not keep him alive for long. Thunderstrike going in. Aosin. Everyone else TPing out. Aosin will go down. That's his reincarnation. And it's only level 1. Which means he will come back up and die. And that'll be down for another 240 seconds. Call down will fly, so a tier 1 tower for 2 kills, and more importantly, the Hydra. And they find, on top of that, the Winter Wyvern, who I didn't even think was getting caught. But they punished their aggression under that tier 1 tower bottom. They cut their losses. They didn't go for the vac wall. They could have maybe fought that, but as soon as Hydra got caught in that static storm, they said, no, sir, we're not going to take that fight. It's time to get out of here. They lose a lot for it. Kendo might get caught here. Surge. He's got his haste rune still going. Walrus Punch is not going to slow him down. Can still surge away. He actually just blinked and TP home. More ancient stacks. They've been very, very methodical about this. MJW's taking a lot of damage, though, but he's fine. 1,400 gold in the bank, not to mention they have a plate mail for Waitsu, so that's going to be an Assault Cuirass picked up at some point in the future, which we already talked about because he has a Cyberstone. Chrysalis has been picked up for the Wind Ranger. So no blink for Devo, just going to go for the straight Daedalus build, it looks. You can maybe get the blink after Chrysalis, and BKB is something to think about too. Devo's had some good positioning, but there's a lot of magical damage, and not much that goes through BKB. He wants more damage, though, clearly. Is he level 16 yet? No, still level 13. Anybody level 16? Just the Gyrocopter. Alright, someone's telling me, Rotnam is telling me she's Asia Moore 100% confirmed. Well, that's... Alright, if you say so, Rotnam, I believe you. Guardian Greaves have been picked up for the Tusk with his Blink Dagger now. Any other items coming out? Helm of the Dom, which was just purchased. The Assault Cuirass, which was aforementioned. 4-staff for XD God. That's pretty good to get out of, you know, some pretty dumb situations.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
We're just kind of waiting now. Oh, they really want level 2 ultimate for Aosin. 120 seconds is certainly still pretty long. Better than 240 seconds. Hydra's got his Yasha. Manta might be the next option here for him. Allows him for some more mobility, some extra damage in team fights. I don't know. Pretty good. I'm down for it. I think a lot of people are thinking this game's probably donezo, but I don't see it that way. I think unless they can start getting some really big team fights, I mean, they do have the Aghanim Scepter now up for Asia, but unless they can start getting some really big team fights here, this Jug and Wind Ranger can start getting pretty big. I mean, it's going to take a lot, but I think it really comes down to Kendo God in the next team fight, right? It has to be the Darkseer that does all the heavy lifting and takes down at least the supports. Obviously, the BKB targets are going to be a bit more difficult to deal with, but... Arctic Burn. It looks like Schnicking was he was looking for him, but he couldn't quite find him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We've gotten into another stagnant, stalemate-esque type of game, or at least part of the game. Medallion picked up for snaking. I like this decision a lot because you saw how long it took them to roach last time. Give him Medallion, you're in a pretty good spot. They might have seen this ward. They might have. I think they pinged it out. Manta... not really close. We'll have the ultimate out pretty soon. Look at this Invis play. Throw that ward up there. Boom. They don't even know that it's up there now. Oh, they pinged him. He actually, when you place the ward, you come out of invisibility. So yeah, now they do know that the ward's there. Their other ward is about to fall, so they'll just put a sentry up, kill that ward
Dire's
quickly, and
top
take
tower
back
is
some
under
control over
attack.
towards their secret shop. Medallion's done. Roche is up in... Wow, max duration Roche respawn. That's a slap in the face for Power of Friendship. I mean, they're not that far ahead this game. You know, 10K is a decent chunk, but look at this. You have 3 people, not to mention the Wraith King, who can come back pretty effectively if he can get room to farm. I mean, it's not like he's a Midas or anything, but still. It's not done yet. The Assault Cross is going to be huge. This is going to obliterate some of these heroes. The armor reduction is going to be pretty nice when you already have decay on top of that. Losing some strength. So when is Roche going to respawn here? Another 20 seconds or so. They throw the range creep in even though they know it's a max respawn time. And MJW again takes a stack. Satanic next? I guess. You could go for a number of items here if you really wanted to. I don't think it's Satanic though. I think you just get damage, right? MKB, perhaps. Buy a Demon Edge. No, it is the Satanic. He goes for it. That's pretty nice. You kind of have to Winter's Curse him and just hope to God that you could bring him down in time. And you don't have to deal... I mean, so they're not going to give the Aegis to the DK. I mean, I guess they could, but if you give the Aegis to the DK, he pops his Elder Dragon form before he dies. I mean, that's it. He's not going to have that Elder Dragon form, which is like 80% of his effectiveness in team fights. Even though he does have a Blink Dagger. And so, XDGamers are going to have to just lay... They're going to let it go. They're not going to take the Roche. They're not going to contest it. We saw what happened last time. I think Snaking did a really great job making sure they didn't get into the Roche pit last time. And he's doing another great job just making sure zoning things out, making sure nobody's nearby.
Middle tower has been denied.
Even get the tier 1 deny. That's pretty nice. So who got the Aegis here? It was MJW. Okay, good. So they gave it to the Gyrocopter. Pretty much unkillable, right? You kill him once, he's just going to come back, and you can't kill him again because at that point your entire team is probably dead, and he still has a Satanic left. There is the Blade Mill coming out for the Wraith King. That's not bad. And he does have his level 2 ultimate now. They're actually thinking about getting a bit braver. They haven't dewarded this. They saw him place this ward. They saw him walk away. They have yet to deward it. This is the second time they've done so. They've just let that ward sit there and do nothing. And get vision for them. And now there's a gem coming out. They're going to find this ward quickly. It's flying out to the Disruptor right now. They will see this ward. And kill it quick. So the vision control is going to be even worse for XDGamers. Now I'm starting to think, okay, you let the Gyro get this farmed. You let him get the Satanic and the Aegis. I do think that if they lose one more fight for XDGamers, the game's over. Even with buyback status, which is not looking particularly great. Find another ward. Cut the creep wave for Shiny. He's got a TP scroll. He's a Splinter Blast it. I like this play, but they're already at the tier 3 tower. They've already Elder Dragon formed. They have a double damage rune. Tier 3 is getting riggedy wrecked. Power Shot will come in. MJW's like, I want to die with this. I have a Satanic. He's going to get Wraithfire Blast. It does pretty much no damage. And the tier 3 tower is dead for all intents and purposes. Hydra, I don't think has a TP scroll. He has to sell his wand. So this was a clear oversight. Aosin getting jumped on. Rax in trouble. Look how far it's falling this quickly. That's Reincarnation coming down as well. They'll finally jump in. There's the Winter's Curse into Asia, but MJW throws up the Satanic. Still has the H to work with the BKB. And this fight slowly going pretty sour here on the Radiant side. They lose the melee Rax. And MJW wants to keep going. Still doesn't have a Satanic, but has his BKB up at the ready. The Aegis is ready to go as well. Hydra coming in. Omni-Slash thinks about it. Decides against it. This range Rax, they're just going to give it up. They cannot defend this, and they'll give them a free Rax and lose nothing for it. Satanic was the only thing expended besides the BKB for way 2, and he doesn't really give a damn. He's going to push out mid. They're going to smoke up. They're going to head bottom, or they're even going to think about turning in, going again. The Demon Edge is picked up for the inevitable, probably MKB. I guess you can go Daedalus is fine too. There's the Solar Crest for Snaking. The logical next step in progression. After getting your Guardian Greaves and Blink, go for the Medallion and Solar Crest. If you don't have one, get some armor reduction. And they have a lot of that already. Well, not a lot. They have the AC. They're going to go straight down mid. There's no reason not to. They have to TP back. Hydra, I think, just TP'd. Wyvern has one. He needs to go back home as well. They don't have Curse for another 30 seconds. MJW still has the Aegis and Satanic ready to go. BKB still 10-second duration, I believe. He's been very confident with how he's used this so far. Tombstone's dropped down the deck. Splinter Blast will go. They'll Soul Rip him to keep him up in fighting form. They have the statics from Aeon coming with the Wraith Fire Blast. There's the Elder Dragon form coming. Omni Slash is at the ready. He's going to Blade Fury first, but Hydra's in trouble. He can't afford to die here. He'll pop his Manta. Stays alive. Not enough damage to bring him down. The Clip is back in, though, and he's in trouble. Can't Omni Slash. He gets destroyed. MJW pops the BKB and the Satanic. Still has the Aegis at the ready. They even Guardian Grooves him back up. The Ranged Rack's in trouble. This might be it. Power Shot not doing nearly enough damage. MJW still no Satanic. Aegis still ready to go. Walrus Punch. Blinking. Devo in trouble. Does he have buyback? He doesn't. Static Storm on Kendo and Hydra. Kendo's about to fall. The mech. 3 dead. Now they get the Winner's Curse off, but it's too goddamn late. That's it. GG is called. XDGamers will go down 1-0 here in this first game of this best of 3. The power of friendship proving to be a bit stronger in this instance.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Great play from Power of Friendship. They did everything they needed to in this game in order to take the victory, and they did just that. Not an outstanding performance for any one player. MJW did some really crazy stuff later on down the road, 632 GPM, but nonetheless, a win's a win. And they are 1 win away from getting into the Dota 2 Canada Cup. XDGamers, they'll have to figure something out for the next game. Otherwise, they're donezo. Once again, my name is Mott. You can make sure you follow me at MottDota. And I'll be back with the next game here shortly as we jump into game number 2 of the semifinals of the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6 Open Qualifiers. We'll see you guys soon.